Okay, we're going to start with Dorian first. Unlike most of the time, people will start with Ionian, but we're not going to do that because Ionian is also the major scale. And I'm going to do some things a little different than how a lot of people show it. Remember, everything is subjective in music. A lot of times, well, most things, well, let's rephrase that again. A lot of things, okay, are very subjective. And we're going to cover these things. Well, what key signature do you use when you write it out? I personally, now this is where subjectiveness comes in, use C because it uses all the same notes as D Dorian. If I use the key signature of F, which you're supposed to use, which is a B flat, which traditional people have, you continuously have to raise that 6th degree. And for me personally, that's a bit excessive when it shares all the same chords and tones as C major instead of using one flat, okay, as if you're D minor. That's just, for me, that's excessive, continuously having to raise the 6th degree. So if I'm in C Dorian, I'm probably going to write it out in the key of B flat because there's no accidentals then, okay? And all the chords of B flat are all the chords of C Dorian. So what makes Dorian special? It's that raised 6th degree. It makes it a slightly less dark minor. That's the best way to describe it. And if you compare the raised 6 sound to the raised flat 6, you're going to hear this a lot in Mo's flat 6, raised 6, flat 6. That flat 6 has a much darker tone, feel to it right away. Just between those two tones, there's a big difference. So knowing this, Dorian has this specific sound, and I'll just kind of random jam here. Sometimes it actually sounds kind of mysterious. And so I'm just random kind of making this stuff up on the spot. Okay, actually, let me change to a different Dorian mode. B Dorian, so. I'm just random jamming here in Dorian, Triadic Dorian based music. Let me go back to the D Dorian. So it's a much lighter minor. Okay, so and it's a very beautiful minor, very mysterious kind of minor. Now, if we use a minor with a flat 6, one of these like traditional harmony with and the raised 7th and the flat 6. Much different sound, much darker, much sadder. Okay, that flat 6, compare it with that raised 6. That raised 6 is so much lighter, okay? And for ear training reasons and whatnot, I used to drone things and just kind of hum what I was playing to really hear that Dorian raised 6. Na, 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 na. See, and then just kind of, this is na 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 na. So this exercise, even if you have to hum it after you hear the tone, that's fine too. What you really want to do is get that raised 6 sound in your head, and eventually you'll recognize Dorian right off the bat. Whether you're walking by a TV and you hear it on a film score, or you hear a guitar lick, or whatever, and don't worry about becoming the greatest singer on the planet, okay? You just want to be able to hear Dorian and recognize it when you hear it, and it's really cool to do. So let's keep going. So me personally, it has the same chords as C major, so except we change the Roman numerals. We got a minor 1, a minor 2, a flat 3 major, a 4 major, a minor 5, a diminished 6, a flat 7, and of course a 1 again, minor 1. So in the earlier example, when I was random jamming, I'd randomly jump to B Dorian, and truthfully, I wasn't thinking about B minor. I was thinking about B Dorian. Now, there's B minor, okay, which would be the 2 sharps. Okay, I was thinking in terms of 3 sharps, because of that raised 6, which would be the same key signature as A major. Now this is where people may differ from me, but this way I don't have to rememorize. I don't have to memorize all the chords of B Dorian. If I just know all the chords of A major, I know the chords of B Dorian. And if I need to switch to B minor, it's fine. I can do that. But I know that raised 6 is in A major, so I will use the key signature of A major. No accidentals. And again, this is a subjective thing that I prefer, because I think it seems a bit excessive to write that out with 2 sharps and continuously raise the 6th degree. So let's move on to the next episode. What chords does Dorian like? Tonally, with triads. Sorry, it's hard to talk. Just playing an example, So that's what we're going to do in the next episode. Give out ways to use Dorian. And again, remember, whatever key signature you prefer to use, if you just prefer to use the key signature of B minor, which would be, or B minor, D minor, which would be 1 flat, do that. But I personally prefer to simply just use C, because there's no accidentals. All the same chords are in the same, on all the same notes. There's nothing to be done. Just like when I switch to B, it would be B Dorian. It'd be technically B minor would be the relative minor of D major, so you do 2 sharps. I prefer to actually think of A major, because then I don't have to go and memorize all the B Dorian chords over it. And this is just a personal preference. And so if I take all 12 major keys, I will know that starting on the 2nd degree of those keys will be the all 12 Dorians. So, choose whatever method works for you. But the important thing to recognize here is that raised 6th sound. And in the next one, we'll cover what chords Dorian really likes a lot more than others. But truthfully, you can use all chords, even though they say to not use the diminished chord. Truthfully, I found that the diminished chord to work as well too in triadic based Dorian. That's again subjective thing. So let's move on to creating some Dorian progressions with triads.